your hole cards and looking at your hole cards, I think, is a very, very important way to distinguish yourself as a from a novice player to a player that actually looks like they know what they're doing, even if you don't. So here's the thing. Let's say you're playing Hold'em, where you get 2 cards. These are your hole cards, and they're yours. If you grab them and look at them like this, people will obviously know that you are not very familiar with the game. So, to stop yourself from doing that, the most universally accepted method for this is merely to bring your cards back in towards yourself, like so, and then with your left hand, your thumb just pulls up and looks at the corner indexes of the cards. So if I could show you from this angle, my thumb, even though I'm using my finger here to show you, is pulling up and looking at these indexes here. It would look like this. Now obviously, I put my hand here to shade that, but this is open up here. Put my hand in the shade, and I look at those 2 cards, in this case, American Airlines. So, once again, just like so. Also, a little tip. When you get your cards in, and whether you're looking at, say, for stud, which you'd have your 2 hole cards here, and a face-up card, you would do the exact same thing, just by moving these off, placing this back on. Exactly the same. But you want to make sure, especially in Hold'em, where you don't have this card to cover your hole cards, that these cards are not taken away from you prematurely. Sometimes dealers, not watching the action, will grab the cards away from you, adding them to the muck and canceling out what could be a very good hand. So the easiest way to do that is to protect it by either placing your chips down on top of it, or, as some people like to do, their cell phone, a little marker that you can buy in stores. But for the most part, your chips that are right there available are the easiest way then to protect your hands so that no one is going to take it without your permission. A good flourish, for both your personal enjoyment and for the intimidation of the other players, is the chip shuffle, which basically is exactly what I'm saying it is. It's 2 stacks of chips taken and literally shuffled together. Now to explain this, it'd probably be a little clearer if I went ahead and showed you the stacks as different colors so you could see them actually go inside. Start this off by using stacks of 4. You would figure maybe less would be easier, but actually 4 was the right amount for the momentum to actually get used to doing the chip shuffle. And so you know, when I talk about this stuff, this obviously is my pinky, this is my ring finger, this is my middle finger, this is my index or my pointer finger, and obviously my thumb. So when I talk about my hands and where I'm placing them, that's exactly what I'm going to call them. Anyhow, here's the pinky and the ring finger. They're going to go of the right hand. Now obviously you can do this left-handed, so not to offend the southpaws. It'd be the exact same thing left-handed as I'm doing here right-handed. Anyway, here I put the pinky and the ring finger on the edge of the right-hand stack. The idea is I'm actually want to apply pressure here towards the left-hand stack. The middle finger, obviously, is going to go right in the middle, and its position is very important. The pointer finger and the thumb go on the opposite side. The idea is if I lift my finger here, I don't know if you guys can get in and see this, but I'm applying pressure between these 2 stacks. That even if I don't use my middle finger and I just push these in, they want to move into each other. A little basic physics for you. All right. Now obviously they can't move through each other, also physics, so they want to move maybe into each other. And that's exactly what we're going to try to do. Interlace the chips. So, if I put them here, again, and here, applying pressure on both sides, now I'm going to use my middle finger to lift up the chips, like so, to allow them to fall singularly on top of each other, like so. I will do that again so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Once again, my pinky, the ring finger, the middle, the thumb and the pointer, on this side, on the left, pushing down, kind of squeezing my hand in like this, using my middle finger then to guide the chips in like so. From behind, so you can see, same finger positions, push up with the middle finger here, allowing the chips to fall in this sort of a crisscross pattern. Now, the fun thing about this is that if you do this right every single time, with the one side dominant, whether the left or the right, with the one side going on top every single time, you'll go back to exactly where they started from with the two different colors of chips. And when you get really good, stacks like these will be no problem at all.